Hi everyone, in this video I'll show you how I built a workbench for my basement workshop for $150. If you're new around here, consider subscribing. I make weekly videos of electronics, code and general making, and I'm sure you'll find something of interest. After installing lights, one of the first things I needed in my workshop is a workbench where I can actually start and build things. The goal for the workbench is to provide a good support for the projects and be as cheap and easy to build as possible. The initial consideration for materials was wood, but since I'm not a woodworker and I don't have a lot of woodworking tools, I've decided to build the bench out of particle board. I know that this will not last for very long, but should be good enough for at least several years. When I bought the particle board, I had it pre-cut by the supplier, so I only needed to assemble. To start, I first made a model of the bench in SketchUp, and you can find a link to it in the video description. Based on that model, I printed out several views to help me and started organizing the pieces by size. First for assembly were the legs. They are made out of two pieces mounted 90 degrees to each other, so it can have stability in both directions. Since they need to be screwed together close to the edge, I pre-drilled holes in the wider piece at half the material thickness. By using clamps, I aligned the top and the bottom of both pieces and attached them with two of the screws. If one of the sides has a slight bow to it, you can then force it into place when screwing the other two screws in the middle. The same procedure is then repeated for all four of the leg assemblies. To give stability to the side, I'm using a bigger piece to attach the legs. I laid down two of the leg assemblies and added the side piece in between. With all of their top edges aligned, I used several screws on each side to attach them. If you follow the same build, make sure not to repeat my mistake where I placed the larger pieces of the leg assemblies on the sides instead of the front. I had to take everything apart later and install them properly. When both of the sides were ready, I've laid the sides on the floor and placed the long work braces in between them. Once they were aligned with the edges, I used several screws to attach them with the side assemblies. To attach the braces on the other side, I had to do a delicate flip to put the table upright. You need to be very careful here, as the workbench does not have any stability yet and you can easily break some of the sides. Once it was up, I used clamps to hold the other brace in place while I installed screws. To add rigidity, there are several pieces that connect the long sides. There is one in the middle of the bottom brace and 3 others for the top. To make assembly easier, I've pre-drilled those holes and started the screws. Then, using my speed square, I've aligned the cross piece and screwed it into place. The same was repeated on the upper 3 pieces as well. Two pieces are then added to the top sides to double up the particle board and reduce any sagging that might happen over time. These are first aligned with the top edge and clamped into place until I added screws. At this time, my drill battery died, so I had to stop. Join me next week so we can finish the assembly of the workbench and add a protective layer on top of it to extend its lifetime. If you liked the video, then please give it a thumbs up, make sure to subscribe, and thanks for watching.